Okay, so, hi, hello, welcome back to another Creepypasta story video. Today, Creepypasta we're going to be reading is The Slender Man, but before we get into it, I do want to say a few things. First off, this video is a one take, so if you hear me stumble, mumble, fumble, and mess up my words, I am sorry. This video is a one take, because this is all streamed live on my Twitch. There's like a little segment that I do at the beginning of every stream, and, it's something that I really enjoy doing. So, I'm sorry if my reading comprehension is not that good. I've been out of school for like 2 years now. Well, technically college, but, Okay, and second thing I do want to say, please consider using code GOONS at gamersubs.gg. Gamersubs is pretty much kind of like Kool-Aid, but also it's Kool-Aid for grown-ups, pretty much. They have caffeinated versions and non-caffeinated versions, and the drinks are actually pretty good. My favorite so far has to be guacamole gamer fart. I know it sounds really weird, but it's really good. And they have a bunch of other wonderful flavors on Gamer Subs, so go check it out. The link is in the description alongside all my other links. Okay, so outside of that long intro, let's get into what you guys are really here for. The Slender Man. So, the Slender Man. After waking up with a jolt, the girl laid in bed a few seconds longer, reaching over to switch on her bedside lamp. She tried to remember what had stolen her sweet slumber away. And when she couldn't, the brunette swung her legs over to the side of the bed and heaved herself up, checking the time on her phone. She snorted when she saw it was midnight, the witching hour. Knowing that sleep will only evade her, she left her bedroom for the kitchen, a good cup of coffee on her mind. As she passed her front door, a chill spread like liquid fired down her spine. It's only winter, she told herself, focusing again on the coffee plant. Measuring out the scoops of water and preparing her cup kept her occupied. But as the dark liquid boiled, she had nothing left to keep her mind from wandering off. The chill returned, and she couldn't help but glance behind her to the front door. It stood there, innocently enough, just like always. The deadbolt was still in place, and she could see nothing amiss with it. Turning back to her coffee, she did her best to forget about the feeling. With her cup in hand, she started back towards her bedroom. As she walked by the front door, she decided that a quick glance out the peephole would help calm her restless mind. The chill worsened with each step she took towards the door and further away from the safety and warmth of her blankets. She pressed her empty hand against the cold metal door and took a deep breath before leading her eye to the peephole. At first, she could only see an inky blackness, and that somehow seemed to swirl in itself. When she blinked in surprise, the void melted away. She wished it hadn't. In its place, there stood what she could only guess was once a man. The limbs were long and inhumanely awkward, with bulky joints branching off into several arms, not unlike the branches of a tree. The creature was draped in a black suit, somehow making the things more nightmarish to her. The icing on the proverbial cake, however, was what passed as the hellish thing's face. It was as though her mind blurred the ghastly visage to spare itself further shock and horror. She shoved herself away from the door, with the hand still pressed against it. The scalding mug of coffee fell, and the liquid burning her bare legs as she fell backwards. And she tried to crawl away from the door. She knew that somehow that her mind hadn't been playing tricks on her. As she crab-walked away from the door, she watched as tendrils as black as the void. She first saw a snake around through the cracks of the door. The girl was trapped between the instincts to flee and the gut feeling to not turn her back on the door. When the door jolted, the urge to flee overcame her, and she slipped in the burning liquid as she tried to make it back to her room. She knew that deep down that she was trapping herself in a corner, but she had to get away from the door. The girl was halfway down the hallway when she heard the previously locked door creak open. She screamed and slipped into a wall, cracking her chin on it and stunning her. After that, there was only blackness. "Nicole?" A warm male voice snapped the woman out of her trance. As she turned around, she was met by one of her sister's doctors. She nodded, not sure if she should say anything, or even if she could find her voice if she did have something to say. That morning, she had gotten an urgent phone call from the hospital, saying that her sister Lindsay was there. Before they had even let her see her, the doctors had pulled her off to the side and insisted that they talk to her about what might have happened. Phrases like self-inflicted and assault had been thrown around, and Nicole felt her mind reel. She still hadn't fully understood what they had been saying until she saw Lindsay with her own eyes. Her little sister had a bandage wrapped around her head, covering both of her ears as well as her head. They said it was to keep her now deadened eyes from drying out, and try to keep the infection out of the wounds. Lindsay had made to her ears. The doctors had guessed that either she or someone else had jammed a pencil into them to keep her off balance or to deafen herself against something. There was a mix of first and second degree burns on her hands, legs, and feet. From what was assumed to be the coffee, her neighbors found slipped all over the entry to her apartment. As Nicole walked into her sister's hospital room for the first time, she thought she had spotted the silhouette of a man in the window. That, she knew, was impossible. Her sister's room was on the third story of the hospital. Credit anonymous. Okay, so with that story, I thought I was having a hard time reading it, but that's how it was written. So apparently, so Nicole's sister, which is, I'm pretty sure, has been named, like Lindsay, I think her name is. So, yeah, okay, so, well, I'm taking away from the story that, so after she fell and cracked her chin, either Slender Man attacked her and used his tendrils to stab both of her eardrums, and if you guys don't know, when your eardrums do get, like stabbed and popped, or like even just like destroyed, pretty much, you pretty much well, first off, you lose your hearings and also your sense of balance, because I'm pretty sure I don't know the actual science to this. I am a dumb streamer and YouTuber. Like, your ears are like really important for your balance and stuff like that, so maybe that's why Slender Man did that, but I'm unsure. But also, I'm not too sure this is the original creepypasta story for Slender Man, because I already did one on the channel earlier. But yeah, this is one of the stories from Slender Man. And yeah, so you guys don't know the origin of Slender Man. It originally was created on a forum by Mr. Eric Knudsen under the alias of Victor Surge. It was for a digital art thing. I'm pretty sure it was on either Reddit or 4chan or something like that. But yeah, he posted this to that little contest thing, and it just made like the whole Slender Man thing pop off. So I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, so that's one of the stories. Slender Man, you can also find them in I forgot what it was, the Marvel Hornets series. He's in there too, and it has more to like mythos and everything. But yeah, there's also historical references to Slender Man, which is pretty weird. Where the earliest argued reference to the legend is within the cave paintings found in Ser da Capivara National Park. I butchered that one. It's Capivara National Park. I don't know why I said that. But it's in the northeast of Brazil, which are believed to date from as far back as 9000 BC. The paintings showed a strangely elongated character leading a child by the hand, but make no reference to the extra appendages. So I don't know how I don't know how true that is though, but I'm looking at the image right now. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so maybe Slenderman was a like actual like being within mythologies and stuff like that. But yeah, and also there's a movie and the Slenderman killings. Um, that was a messed up story, and yeah. So that's it for Slenderman today. After that story, I thought I should just move on and talk to more about Slenderman and all that stuff. And yeah, so hopefully you all enjoyed. The links are down below. You can find Gamersoft's there. Go check them out. And yeah, tell them that Janky sent you so they can try to get me so they can sponsor me because I need money. But outside of that, I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for the ending being kind of rushed, but it is what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone.